I'm going to go in a little bit with my class, the offset figure 8, which causes a bazillion problems. We have two distractions. This is a plastic bowl. It doesn't have food, it has my rally cards in it. But this is a new bowl than the one we've been using to practice with, and all the dogs are very interested. If it was a food bowl, it would be securely covered. The other distraction is a tug toy, which is very hard to see in our tall grass. You must cross the center 3 times. So think the center is right in the middle of the cones. You don't go around the distractions, you go around the cones. Ready? Once through the center, twice through the center, 3 times through the center. Now the big question comes, where do you go and how do you get in? Many judges will indicate it on the map. They usually have you trying to enter and exit the easiest way to get from where you're coming from to where you're going. Let's say I'm coming from over here and I'm going to the cone over there. Come on. The easiest way to go in is between this cone and the tug toy. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going, that's my next station. So I'm going to go out here. If I came around and on my 3rd time I came through here, that's wrong. See, I have not crossed the center. Did you see how I cut it off? And you see that all the time. The same way, let's say I'm coming from over here and I'm going to the far cone. Come on, let's go. Once. Tell me if I do it right or wrong. Twice.
No, you're wrong.
Now something's not.
Right, because I went around the distraction instead of cutting through the middle. Here's another example. Come on, Walls, ready? Get it. Once.
No.
The dog missed the cone.
The dog missed the cone. What do?
Start over.
You could retry.
Start over. You can't go back and fix it. You have to start over. Here's another. Molly, come on. The same thing. 1. Anybody see anything a little off?
Something.
When you entered, you went on one side of the dish and he went on the other.
Correct. Now that, but he did catch up with me in the middle, correct?
Yes.
So that would, I'm not even going to touch that. That would be a judge's call, and they'd have what, half a second to think about it? That could go either way, depending on the judge. You got into it wrong, so it could easily be an IP. But you did the principal part of the exercise, which was to cross the center 3 times. So you shouldn't IP unless you don't do the principal part. So it would probably just be points off, lack of teamwork, out of position. Make sure you cross that center. I'm going to let you try it a few times, and then we're going to start moving the cones around to different places. This is Alice and Tess. It's over on the far side. It's hidden in the grass. We're doing this on leash because we're in the city park and haven't yet gotten permission to work off leash. We think it's coming. Very good. Okay, Nancy, did she do it right?
Yes.
And Nancy's working with her leash. Yeah, good leave it is very important, and you are allowed to tell the dog to leave it. Now, if she wasn't on leash, I'm not quite sure where. So, yeah, but she went through the middle 3 times. Okay, Sandy.
Start over there, that other?
Yeah, Sandy's going to start over on the other end. We're going to start at one of the cones. We just went over all of it. Watch Sandy. Sit, Wells. 2, and I count how many times I go through the middle, because it's easy to get lost. Okay. This is an arrangement you see quite often. You have the offset figure 8, and you're coming at it straight on, which is very easy because the dogs are sniffing or whatever. Sono has yet to compete in rallies, but I'm making him train ahead now. Go through the middle. There's once, around the cone, twice. Now back through the middle. That's your 3rd time. And out to the next cone. You see, yeah, you can make huge circles around the outside of the cones. You stay, Wally. Well, will you aim here? Yeah, will you aim this at me? You can make as big a circle coming out here as you want, but you both have to fit through between the distraction and the cone.
Okay.
And the same here, you go between the distraction and the cone. And if you think of it as an X through the middle, if you think of it as 2 big circles, say you're coming in from here and you make a big circle, and then you immediately make another big circle, it's much harder for the dogs. They have to shift their weight. If you make an X straight, and you can even try it like this to get your balance. But leave room. Usually you want to stay a little closer to the cone when it's on the inside, and you want to give enough room for the dog on the outside. Because if they hit the cone, it's a deduction. And there again, you both need to go through this middle. If one of you goes around like this, then the team has not crossed the center. Can you see the difference?
Yeah. Got it.
And you don't ever go around the distractions unless you're doing UKC, and that's a whole nother animal.
Okay.
Look for where you're coming from and where you're going. Look on the map. You may come in at an angle like this. You may come in with the distraction almost straight on, and then you'll go through. If you're headed out that way for the next station, you would probably go to your left. If you're going to be headed out this way, you might want to circle around. That's awkward, but sometimes it is awkward getting in and out. And sometimes you'll come out and come all the way around. So look at your map, ask the judge. Some judges diagram it and say, this is how it has to be done. The rules don't say that, but if the judge tells you that you have to get in and out a certain way, then do it their way. Any questions?
Yeah, I do. The sign to go into that,
The off 8?
that off 8, would the sign be on like that cone? Or
The sign can be on the first cone, or it can be setting off to the side. It could be off to the right. Generally, it's on one of the cones.
Well, the first time I did it, it was really confusing because the sign was like on here. And then nobody knew
the
it
sign
was
can be anywhere. I generally put it on the cone. If the sign is off to the side, then you've got another something to walk around. So usually you'll have the sign on the cone.
Example where you're coming in off a straight line, will it matter if you enter with the cone on your right or left?
Not unless the judge
tells you.
Because here you're going straight out almost.
Right.
Now, if you had to exit, say that way,
You would want to
say
start.
You're going to go off to the right, then you would be, actually you'd be ahead to come, I mean, if you're going off other right, to my left, this way, 1, 2, 3. So then it would matter.
Right.
Now, but otherwise, if you're just going straight, it doesn't. It's 6 to 1, half a dozen the other.